My child, please stop for just a moment and listen with your heart. Lock the door. Sit down. Breathe once, slowly. This is not a general announcement drifting through the crowd. This is a private transmission placed in your hands at this exact second. Watch alone to keep the frequency clean. Do not share this room with noise. Do not let the stray vibration of someone else's fear dilute what is being downloaded into your spirit. Stay with me until the very end, because the end of this message contains the key you have been seeking, and to walk away now would be like hanging up the call just as heaven is answering your name. There is a specific reason why you are seeing this at this exact second. The universe has actually paused your timeline, not to frighten you, but to keep you from stepping into a choice that would cost you a whole season. You were about to move, or about to refuse to move, and either would have folded time backward. So I intervened. The angels are urgently warning and tenderly surrounding you now. This is an intervention of love. My chosen one, your next step is being revealed, not in vague comfort, but in undeniable clarity that you can act on. Stay with me until the very end. Hear me. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of your decision, and I am not dangling hope to tease your heart. I am guiding you through a live transfer of instruction. The signal is sensitive. Do not multitask. Do not check another screen. Secrecy matters because the countercurrents feed on divided attention. Guard this room as a sanctuary. Tell your thoughts to sit still like obedient children. Whisper within yourself, I am present, and know that presence is obedience. I am not here to give you a mystery that keeps you wandering in circles. I am here to schedule certainty. Before this message ends, I will place one clear instruction in your spirit that will feel like a hand on your back, steady and warm, and you will know it is me because peace will rise even as your nerves shake. There will be no games, only guidance. Stay with me until the very end. Distractions will try to knock just now. The ping, the memory, the urge to postpone. Do not open the door. Scrolling away now would be like tearing up a winning lottery ticket, like closing your eyes just as the sun starts to crest the horizon. I am protecting you from delay because delay is expensive. I am protecting your energy from voices that love you but do not carry the frequency of your assignment in this season. This is not for everyone. It is for the spiritually sensitive, for the one whose ribs ache from holding their breath between options. You asked me for a sign. I'm answering with a sequence. The clarity will come in layers that stack until doubt has nothing left to stand on. For now, hold still inside this moment. Lock the door. Stay with me until the very end. Your next step is already reaching for you. My child, stay with me. Place your hand over your heart and ask it out loud. What is my next step in this exact season? Do not rush past that question. This is the invisible fork in the road. One path recycles the same lesson, the same conversations, the same exhaustion, different faces, same feeling. The other path opens a new era, clean air, uncluttered priorities, stabilized provision. You are not lost. You are standing on a hinge. This is why everything inside you feels loud. It is not failure. It is a signal. Hear me. Confusion appears not because you are weak, but because the door is pressurizing on the other side. When a door is about to open, the hallway hums. When a decision is close, the mind turns into a marketplace. Vendors of old fears shout their sales. Memories wave their discounted regrets. Distractions throw glitter to pull your gaze away. Do not mistake the noise for guidance. Noise is the pressure of an opening. Your spirit can feel the latch turning. That is why the agitation rose right after your last prayer. Heaven answered and resistance noticed. I need you to understand the technical part of your spirit. Your frequency has been shifting. Your energy field is recalibrating like a compass, snapping to true north after being around magnets too long. This is why foods tasted off, rooms felt heavy, schedules made no sense, even your favorite music couldn't land right. Nothing was wrong with you, alignment was happening. I have been uninstalling the programs that trained you to tolerate what drains you. The wobble you felt was not instability, it was me leveling the surface so your next step doesn't roll away from you. I see the weariness under your bravery. You are tired of guessing, tired of sprinting off false starts, tired of carrying all the responsibility on your back while pretending it doesn't ache. My child, I am not entertaining you, I am intervening for you. The angels are not here to decorate the room, they are here to usher you across the threshold. Scroll past nothing. Blink slowly. Let me talk to you like the protector I am. I am not scoring your performance, I am guarding your destiny. Here is your first staged clue, and it will not be dramatic. Your next step will feel clean. It will feel simple. It will feel strangely peaceful, like the room cleared itself without you lifting a hand. That peace is the identifier. It will not argue. It will not beg. It will sit beside you like a quiet friend and make breathing easier. You will notice that your shoulders drop without permission. You will realize you do not need to explain it to 10 people to believe it. The peace will be the passport. So when the noise rises, do not chase it. Stand still inside the question. What is my next step in this exact season? Wait for the clean line to appear across the page of your mind. You will feel me there, steady, warm, uncomplicated. That is the path that opens the new era. And I will confirm it again and again until even your doubt grows tired of arguing. Stay with me until the very end. My child, stay with me until the very end. Now that your spirit can recognize the feel of clean peace, I must warn you about what is stationed at the gate in this exact hour. Not every open door is mine. There is a loud door and there is the right door. The loud door tries to hire your panic as its sales agent. It flashes urgency. It flatters without substance. It demands a yes before your spirit has finished a single breath. It looks like relief but feels like shrinking. It promises acceleration but delivers a loop. Hear me clearly. Counterfeits are not always obvious villains. They are often appealing opportunities, familiar people, sudden impulses that match your old wiring. They smell like yesterday's comfort, but they feed tomorrow's delay. The angels are pointing to a setup that wants to reroute you into another cycle. Similar conversation, similar ache, similar apology tour, different packaging. Scrolling away from this discernment right now would be like tearing up a winning lottery ticket right before you reach the cashier. Do not hand your timeline to a counterfeit dressed in convenience. How do you know the loud door? It comes with urgency, but not peace. It requires immediate verbal promises, but withholds clear, aligned actions. It flatters the surface, your image, your likes, your ego, yet leaves your inner world numb. It repeats the same patterns you already graduated from. You say yes, they shift the goalpost. You commit, they go silent. You share your heart, you feel smaller afterward. The loud door makes you explain yourself to yourself. Your frequency drops 5 degrees after every interaction. You feel spiritually heavy, tired for no reason, like your inner light is dimmed by a thin film of fog. And how do you know the right door? It is quieter but stronger. It does not rush your mouth, it steadies your chest. It gives you a clean yes, not a performance high, but a grounded conviction that sits in your gut like warm certainty. It does not push you, it pulls you forward gently, like a river that knows where it is going. The right door makes room in your mind. It widens your shoulders. You do not feel smaller after standing near it. You feel truer. You hear me more easily, not less. Even your body testifies. Your breath deepens, your jaw unclenches, your sleep returns. Listen, my next step for you often begins with separation. Before the new can seat itself, the old must lose access to your energy field. Closing a loop is not cruelty, it is stewardship. I am asking you to step back from what keeps asking for explanations but never offers transformation. Reduce the volume, shorten the leash, end the hallway conversations that always lead to the same door with the same disappointment. Protect the bandwidth I am using to download your instruction. You are not being punished. You are being preserved. This boundary is not a prison. It is a gate that only opens to truth. Stay with me until the very end, because as you refuse the loud door, the right door will become undeniable. I will confirm it by peace in your spirit, by repeated external signs that echo what you already know, and by one clear action that will not argue with you. Guard your gate, discern the door. Your timeline depends on it. My child, stay with me until the very end. I am opening the framework now so you do not confuse my pace with my absence. I am not dropping everything on you at once because wisdom lands in layers, like light brightening a room so your eyes can adjust without pain. The next step will be confirmed in 3 stages. First, the inner nudge. Second, the outer confirmation. Third, the decisive instruction. Hear me. The final stage will arrive near the end of this message. Your willingness to remain is part of your readiness to receive. Stage 1, inner nudge. This is the quiet thought that will not stop returning, the idea that meets you in line at the store, in the shower, at a red light, when you wake up and before you fall asleep. It is not loud or dramatic, it is consistent. You keep circling back to it not because your mind is restless, but because a download is completing in your spirit. Notice what happens in your body when it comes. Your jaw softens, your breath deepens, your chest steadies. The angels are not shouting, they are tilting your attention toward what already carries peace. This nudge does not need applause, debate, or a dozen confirmations to stand. It carries its own gravity. Write it down. Hold it in your hands like a small flame and protect it from wind. Do not overcomplicate it. Do not argue it into confusion. This is me placing the seed. Stage 2, outer confirmation. I will build you a trail you cannot miss if you stay awake. Expect the coded identifiers to cluster, repeating numbers on clocks and receipts, mirrored timestamps like 10:10 or 11:11, a lyric on the radio that repeats the exact phrase you wrote, initials on a coffee cup or a delivery label that match the instruction's keyword, a street name you pass that echoes the action you're weighing, a color that keeps showing up the day you pray about it, a stranger's conversation in the next booth repeating your private sentence. You will see the same word appear in separate places, an email subject line, a billboard, a caption, like heaven stitching a banner across your day. This is not superstition, it is orchestration. I am aligning time, language, and location to speak your dialect so you cannot mistake me. Do not chase signs, let them arrive. Simply notice, and when you see 2 or 3 witnesses of the same code, say within yourself, I hear you. That acknowledgement tightens the frequency. Stage 3, decisive instruction. Understand now so you do not hesitate then. It will be specific, but it will not be complicated. It might be send the email, schedule the meeting, say no and close the tab, apply tonight, book the ticket, have the honest conversation, clear the shelf, move the funds, change the date, block the access, rest this afternoon, begin the draft. It will ask for courage and speed, not recklessness. You will feel nerves in your hands, but peace in your core. The instruction will not argue with you. It will stand there like a door already unlocked, waiting for you to turn the handle. And hear me again. I will release this seal near the end of this message. Stay with me until the very end. This is how I end your cycle of second-guessing. Nudge within, signs without, action you can take. Do not demand the harvest before you honor the seed. Let each stage do its work in order. Remain present because presence is obedience, and obedience is how destiny turns from idea into calendar. Stay with me until the very end. The hand on your back is coming. My child, stay with me until the very end. I am placing my finger on the leak that has been draining your clarity. It is not a demon in the dark, it is a habit in the daylight. It is the over-explaining that keeps you auditioning for rooms I did not assign. It is the over-checking that refreshes the same screen as if certainty will load if you hit update one more time. It is seeking permission from people who do not carry your calling and cannot feel the weight of your assignment. So they advise you toward safety while I am summoning you into destiny. It is reopening closed conversations in your head, arguing with ghosts, rehearsing speeches for people who already showed you their ceiling. That is the leak. That is where your peace runs out of the bucket before it can water your next step. Hear me. Attention is obedience. When you scatter your focus, you scatter the revelation. When you stay present, the transmission stays strong. Every time you tell your story again to convince someone who cannot hear the frequency, every time you scroll through their page to feel a feeling you already decided to quit, every time you circle back to monitor what you already surrendered, you thin out the signal. You would not blame the radio for static while you spin the dial. Do not blame me for silence while you split your mind into 20 tabs. Bring all of you back here. Presence is how the download completes. Tonight, I am asking for a clean internal boundary. Stop negotiating with what already cost you peace. A decision made twice is self-betrayal. If you said no, let it be no, and let your nervous system adjust. If you closed that tab, do not reopen it to peak. If you set a date, honor it. If you blocked access, do not check for a back door. If you promised your morning to me, do not rent it to anxiety by midnight. The angels are standing beside you to reinforce what your spirit already knows. Consistency is the gate that turns clarity into momentum. Here is your anchoring ritual. Tonight, create a quiet pocket of time that belongs only to us. Put your phone face down and out of reach. Turn on Do Not Disturb. Set a simple timer, 15 to 20 minutes, to protect the window. Sit with your hand over your heart and whisper, "Make my next step undeniable." Breathe slowly until your shoulders soften. When the clean line appears in your mind, write it as one sentence on paper. Not a paragraph, not a plan. One sentence, then protect it. Do not speak it to anyone who dilutes your courage. Do not ask for a survey of opinions. Hold it like a seed, and let me be its rain. This is a soft warning spoken with fierce love. If you keep leaking energy into old loops, the same lesson will invite you to take another lap. I will not punish you. Cycles simply repeat until you choose differently. But if you draw the boundary tonight, your clarity will rush back like a tide that finally has a shore to land on. Stay with me until the very end. Guard the gate. Seal the leak. Your next step is waiting where your focus returns. My child, stay with me until the very end. The divine timer is clicking into a marked window, and I am engraving it into your spirit so you do not confuse imminence with pressure. The next door is about to open, and the universe will mark the moment before it does. The codes will come in a countdown so you move with peace, not panic. Hear me. Within 72 hours, there will be a shift in information. Within 48 hours, there will be a message or opportunity. Within 24 hours, there will be a sign that repeats twice. These are not fireworks for your entertainment. They are anchors for your decision, so fear cannot steal it. Within 72 hours, watch for an informational turn that changes how the path looks. A document appears, a schedule moves, A hidden detail surfaces, a conversation clarifies what was blurry, a gate you thought was locked reveals it was only latched. Something you needed to know lines up in plain view. You will feel your shoulders drop while you read or hear it. This is me adjusting the map, not to seduce you into overthinking, but to remove the fog so your next step no longer has to fight for oxygen. Note it, breathe, and whisper, I receive the alignment. Within 48 hours, expect a message or opportunity that directly interacts with the nudge I already placed in you. An email, a text, a call, a meeting slot that opens precisely where it was closed, an invitation that carries your keyword, a door that asks for one simple yes or one clean no. It will brush your nerves but stabilize your core. Respond without theatrics or over-explaining. If it is yours, your peace will expand when you draft the reply. If it is not yours, your peace will expand when you delete it. Either way, peace is the judge. Let peace make the ruling. Within 24 hours, I will send a sign that repeats twice so your mind cannot argue with your spirit. Expect repeating numbers on clocks or receipts. 10:10, 11:11, 2:22, or a lyric you keep hearing that mirrors your sentence, an unexpected notification carrying the same name or initial that has been in your prayer, a receipt or tag with that initial, a place mentioned twice by separate mouths, a color or symbol that keeps circling your day like a kite that insists on your window. Do not chase the signs. Let them meet you. Your job is to notice and nod. Learn the flow so you do not obsess. One sign aligns you. Repeated signs point you. Peace seals you. Obsession scatters the field. Trust lets the pattern assemble around you while you stay calm inside your breath. If you catch yourself checking the clock every 3 minutes, return to the ritual I gave you. Hand over heart, slow inhale, whisper, make my next step undeniable. The angels are coordinating intersections you cannot force with your fingers. Do not rush ahead. You are about to receive the final instruction, and your spirit must be quiet enough to recognize it when it lands. Hold steady inside the 72-48-24 window. Let the confirmations do their work. Stay with me until the very end. The door is already turning. Peace will be your passport. My child, stay with me until the very end. The door is turning, and as it turns, the old alarms start to scream. Do not misinterpret the volume of fear as the presence of danger. Often it is the sound of your nervous system protesting deliverance because it feels unfamiliar. You trained your body to survive in rooms that did not honor you, so when you reach for a new atmosphere, clear air, clean boundaries, stable provision, your inner siren calls it risk. It is not risk. It is release. The angels are steadying your breath even now. Let the panic pass through like a weather front. You are not the storm. You are the sky. Hear me. Your old self-learned choreography built on trauma math. Chase so you are not abandoned. Prove so you are not overlooked. Plead so you are not rejected. Tolerate so you are not alone. That math was a temporary bridge. It is not a permanent home. The next step will cost your old self because that version negotiated with drains and called it love, called it loyalty, called it being realistic. The healed you moves differently. The healed you does not audition for worth. The healed you speaks fewer words and carries more weight. The healed you selects rather than begs to be selected. This is why fear is loud. It sees the eviction notice on its patterns and throws a tantrum as it's escorted to the door. Notice what fear tries to do in this window. It delays. Tomorrow is safer. It rationalizes. Maybe the almost right offer is good enough. It reopens toxic doors. One message won't hurt. It contacts the wrong person for comfort that always costs clarity. It accepts the nearly there opportunity because waiting feels like pain. It abandons the plan at the last minute and calls it discernment when it's really adrenaline addiction. It over-researches until action drowns in options. It asks for a 13th sign after you already received 2 witnesses and peace. It picks fights with loved ones to generate chaos that justifies retreat. These are not wisdom, these are stall tactics. Name them and choose anyway. Let me reframe your feelings so they don't steal your movement. Peace is not boredom. It is what health feels like when you are used to chaos. Silence is not rejection. It is me clearing the noise so you can hear the instruction. Waiting is not abandonment. It is staging while I move pieces you cannot see. Shaking hands do not mean wrong. They mean new. A closed door is not punishment. It is protection that reroutes you to alignment. A lack of butterflies is often the sign that your nervous system is finally not bracing for impact. You are not losing spark, you are gaining stability. So how do you move? Choose like the healed version of you. Breathe, place your hand over your heart, feel for the clean expansion, then act on the simplest aligned step. Speak less, decide more. Do not announce to collect opinions. Obey to collect momentum. If fear screams, let it ride in the back seat while peace drives. If an almost right offer waves, bless it and keep your energy for the assigned door. If the impulse to message the past rises, put the phone face down and return to the sentence you wrote. Breakthrough requires choosing like the healed version of you, not the haunted one. Stay with me until the very end. In a moment, I will tell you what to do first. Your first move is the key that turns the lock. Hold steady. The hand on your back is about to press forward. My child, stay with me until the very end. Hear me. Your next step is not a tiny tweak in your mood. It is a master key that turns 3 locks at once: love, money, and stability. When you obey, the room does not only feel better, the architecture of your days rearranges around alignment. Provision begins to match your purpose. The right people hear you without you straining your voice. The ground under you firms, so your steps stop echoing with doubt. I am not offering you a pleasant feeling. I am offering you restoration. Let me expose the mechanism so your mind can rest. This is the prosperity loop I am building in you. When you stop bleeding energy into counterfeits, you reclaim focus. Focus creates clean execution. Clean execution attracts favor. Favor compounds into provision. Provision stabilizes your nervous system. A stable you makes better choices. Better choices protect your focus. That is the loop. Right now, leaks have kept you stuck at the entry point. Energy sprays in 5 directions, execution stutters, opportunities read you as unsure, and favor hovers without landing. Close the leaks and watch the landing begin. Concerning love, I will be precise without naming what I have not asked you to announce. The right connection aligns after the first courageous boundary, not before. As soon as you enact the no that honors your spirit, your frequency shifts and the counterfeit loses its appetite. Its charm dulls, its timing misses, its access expires. In that same window, the aligned connection begins to mirror your peace. Communication becomes clear, respect becomes natural, pursuit becomes consistent. You will not have to convince, chase, or perform. You will feel seen without having to explain your worth. The angels are already redirecting routes, so crossing paths happens on schedule rather than by accident. Concerning provision, expect tangibles. In the 72-48-24 cadence I set, look for what lands, not just what lifts your mood. An email with terms that finally match your value. A call that opens a calendar spot you could not pry open last week. A decision point that cancels a draining obligation and returns hours back to your hands. A meeting that proceeds without you begging to be fit in. A sudden opening with fair numbers on the table. A clear closing that removes a fake option so the true one stands alone. This is not fantasy, this is order. Concerning stability, this is your sign. The right step will not require you to beg the door to open. It will not ask you to shave down your boundaries to squeeze through. You will knock once and the latch will lift. Your name will be recognized by the room you are meant to enter. Peace will hold your shoulders while you move. You will sleep without the churn that used to steal your night. Bills will stop arranging themselves like threats. They will return to their rightful scale. Your schedule will gain clean edges. You will notice that interruptions shrink and priorities stick. Keep listening. Restoration begins the moment you act, not when you over-explain. Honor the nudge. Watch the signs cluster. Then complete the single instruction I am about to place in your hands. Do not hustle the door. Step to it. The master key you carry was cut by your obedience, and it turns locks across love, money, and stability at the same time. Peace will be your passport. Alignment will be your proof. Stay with me until the very end. My child, stay with me until the very end. The door is within arm's reach, and I am placing the handle into your hand right now. Here is what you must do first. Before you speak to anyone, before you invite opinions, before you give a single explanation, withdraw from the noise, then write one clear decision. Not a brainstorm, not a paragraph, one decision. Clarity does not arrive as a mood to be admired. Clarity is made, and it is made in quiet. Step 1, withdraw. Create a private pocket of air where only your breath and my voice exist. Close the door. Turn your phone to airplane mode. Choose a chair that faces no screens. Set a small timer so your mind relaxes and stops scanning for exits. Put your hand over your heart and whisper, "Make my next step undeniable." Stay until your shoulders soften. This is you exiting the marketplace of voices and entering the frequency of instruction. Do not invite anyone into this room. This is why I scheduled this moment for you alone. Step 2. Write one decision. Use my framework to choose the primary category and commit to only one. Close, commit, prepare, apply, relocate, study, forgive, or rest. Ask, which single move, if I honored it, would return the most peace and momentum? Then select it. Examples. Close the draining loop. Commit to the aligned offer. Prepare the portfolio or room. Apply to the door that keeps appearing. Relocate your time block or your body. Study the skill that keeps calling. Forgive the weight that's taxing your courage. Rest so your nervous system can receive. Do not pick 3. Choose 1. Reduce it to a sentence you can read in a single breath. Write it on paper, date it, fold it, hold it. That sentence is the seed. Now guard it. Do not post it. Do not call the familiar voice that always asks you to shrink a bit to fit their comfort. Do not seek consensus from people who benefit from your confusion. Do not rehearse counterarguments in your head. Seeds do not sprout in a storm of opinions. Protect the seed until roots appear. I am training your spirit to keep sacred what is still vulnerable. Here is your discernment test so you do not gaslight your own alignment. After the first fear wave passes, after the adrenaline rises and falls like a quick storm, does your core feel quieter, wider, warmer when you look at the sentence? Then it is aligned. If the choice requires you to abandon yourself, to break the boundary you just healed, to trade your voice for access, to call exhaustion faithfulness, it is counterfeit. Alignment expands you. Counterfeit erases you. You came for your next step. This is it beginning. Withdraw, decide, protect. Now seal it with one act of faith. Place a time on your calendar within the next day to honor this sentence and prepare one tangible item that matches it. A draft email named, a bag set by the door, a document opened and saved, a timer labeled with the verb you chose. Do this in quiet. I am watching. The door is listening. Stay with me until the very end. My child, stay with me until the very end. This is the seal. You have the sentence. You placed it on your calendar. You prepared the small item that matches it. Now I am closing the circuit so the energy does not scatter. Understand. Clarity becomes reality when it moves from paper to your hands. Heaven is not withholding from you. Heaven is waiting for your movement to finalize the appointment already approved. The angels are standing at your threshold, palms open, ready to witness your yes turn into a key. Here is how the seal works. I have already layered your confirmation. First, peace inside your chest that does not need applause to be true. Second, outer signs that echo your sentence. And third, the decisive act that puts your body in agreement with your spirit. Do not let your mind complicate what I have simplified. The right step is simple and weighty at the same time. It is the kind of move that makes your breath deepen even while your fingers tremble. Nerves in the hand, calm in the core. I will mark your alignment within the next 24 hours by repeating a code twice. Watch for the mirror, a number you've been seeing doubling on clocks or receipts, a lyric that states your verb or your keyword 2 different times in 2 different places, an initial that appears on a notification and then again on a package, a phrase you wrote showing up in a caption and then in a stranger's conversation, not once, twice. This is the universe placing a seal of agreement on your decision, so your mind cannot bully your spirit back into doubt. When you see it, say quietly, I receive the seal. To anchor this decree in the physical, I want you to speak your readiness into the field. Write one of these declarations exactly as a comment where you can see it again. I am ready for my next step, or I trust the plan, or I choose peace and obedience. This is not for display. It is a flag planted on your timeline. It signals to the angels that your will is in agreement with the instruction you have already written. Now, a protective warning, spoken with love. The first test often arrives right after you decide. Expect an old door to knock with new makeup, a last-minute urgent request, a nostalgic message, an almost right offer, a sudden wave of what-if panic. Do not backtrack. Do not reopen what you closed. Do not trade your sentence for a surge of adrenaline. If you feel pulled, put a hand on your heart, return to the line you wrote, and let peace make the ruling. Hold the boundary, and the boundary will hold you. Now, the final instruction. Within the next 24 hours, take one small physical action that matches your sentence. 1. Send one message that completes the loop. Submit one form that advances the door. Delete one number that siphons your courage. Schedule one appointment that honors your health or your craft. Clean one space that will host your next season. Set one boundary in writing, short, kind, firm. Move one item to its rightful place. Name the file and press save. Hit send, hang up, confirm. This is the act that activates the door. When the sign repeats twice, do not announce your move to gather applause. Nod, whisper, thank you, and continue walking. Your confirmation is not a performance. It is a path. Something huge is waiting for you, not as noise, but as order settling into your days. Your era of clarity has begun. I am with you step by step, and the next step will now unfold because you chose to move.